Are you guys sad that anti-Semitism is over now after this Snoop Dogg commercial with what's his face?
He brought it
We
to
from
an end.
different neighborhoods.
I hate you because you look different.
I hate you because I don't understand you.
I hate you because people I know hate you.
I hate you because I think you hate me.
Because I need someone to blame.
Because you talk different.
Because you act different.
Because you're just different.
Yeah, so I mean, anyway, it's crazy that we're still doing this thing in 2025 where it's like people who are racist, they just are so small-minded they can't handle someone who looks different. And it's like, bro, I could go down the list of all the reasons I'm racist, and like looking different is way down at the bottom. There's a lot of behavioral issues at play for why people complain about certain groups.
Yeah, the looking different or whatever. Like you have a woman walking down the street at like midnight, walking down the street, a dark street, no one's really around, lighting's really bad. She sees a group of black dudes across the street dressed like gang members, like what? Like it's not because they look different. It's because of decades and decades of pattern recognition, right? I mean, this is obviously the reason. So that comes first before the looking different part.
It's both, man. I mean, look, I mean, honestly, I put out a tweet when Ye was going crazy, and I was basically saying that, look, if different races were cleanly, proper, civil, hygienic, punctual, and pleasant, I mean, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Right. I mean, no shit, right? So it gets to a point where it's like I just don't like I just genuinely don't like body odor. I don't like low impulse control. I don't like the unnecessary entitlement and disagreeable temperament. Like, I just don't like those qualities. And yeah, we can talk about just the skin color, but no, I don't like those characteristics. You know what I mean?
Yeah, behavioral characteristics. Also, I'm not sure when you said it's both, I'm not sure if you meant that looks also matter, but I would say it does matter in terms of like your social cohesion and stuff like that.
Everything is a variable. You know, it's like that's just, when I'm making a painting, like if I decide to add one blue brushstroke on a very orange composition, that's gonna pop out, you know, even though it's a nice blue. It's just it's all a factor, right?
Right.
I just made this about art. I'm sorry, that was that was nerdy about me.
Hey, you're an artist. We got an artist on the show. Make it about art, man.
Man, I hate that things are so bad that we have to do a commercial about it.
Me too.
Paid for by the Foundation to Combat Anti-Semitism.
A lot of the most racist white people aren't so proud of being white. My dude, you're the worst at all the things white people are supposed to be good at. I get it. While whiteness is the only thing you have, like, you suck. It's like a 5'2" unathletic black dude who can't flow or talk or rap or dance and definitely can't play ball, being like, yo, blacks are superior to everyone. You're like, yeah, I agree largely, but they missed you, didn't they, pimp? Every time I meet a racist white person, I'm just like, I get it. I get that's the only thing you have left to hold on to. It's sad. If someone's really upstanding version of their race and they're racist, you're like, whoa, that hits. But I've yet to meet anybody like that.
What do you white people have to say about this? You evil white people.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the first thing that I think of whenever I hear this kind of shit is that, like, it's so easy to go after the racist white trailer park guy. Again, it sort of ties into the ad we just watched, where it's this caricature of like what a racist looks like, and we're going to construct this thing that we can all agree is kind of pathetic, but we're going to do it for white people, kind of like how dunking on Christianity as religion, in terms of religion, is like the easy, safe one to do because it's not so politically incorrect. But what's funny is he kind of pays lip service to, like, it's not just white people. Like, I would say the same thing about a black guy if he couldn't rap. But even when he's paying that lip service, he has to be like, I mean, but black people are kind of superior. I don't know if you guys caught that when he said that, but he did.
It's like a 5'2" unathletic black dude who can't flow or talk or rap or dance and definitely can't play ball, being like, yo, blacks are superior to everyone. You're like, yeah, I agree largely, but they missed you, didn't they, pimp?
He's like, yeah, black people generally are superior, but not you. He would never say that part about white people.
I mean, the entire endeavor of bodybuilding that's like the epitome of insecurity in the first place. So he's like, want to fucking talk. That's what I
So what is he talking about? I was just looking up on that last clip that you played where it said stand up for something to combat anti-Semitism. It's connected to, so those commercials used to say, so that was the foundation to combat anti-Semitism. Those commercials used to say sponsored by Stand Up to Jewish Hate. It's the same organization with the same partners. So if you go to their about Us page, their partners are like the ADL, the American Jewish Committee. Like this is where a lot of the money is flowing from, the Jewish Federations of North America, the Simon Wiesenthal Center. They're all like, this is all like big money. Talk about like privilege, by the way. And so I just wanted to throw that out there. Like those commercials, you used to see those commercials all the time. Last Super Bowl, those commercials, they were trying to push like this blue square thing, but it comes from Stand Up to Jewish Hate, and it's funded by these people. By the way, some of these organizations are getting hundreds of millions of dollars from our tax dollars, as we found out recently with the whole U.S. aid scandal.
Right. It was like 200 million for like Holocaust education and shit like that.
The
You're
Jewish
right.
Federations of North America. Yeah, Jewish Federations of North America. They're one of the organizations behind that ad that you played before this ad, and the Julie Platt, who's now the chair on the board of University of Pennsylvania after that whole like university purge because of, so-called anti-Semitism, she's actually she's the chair on the board of the Jewish Federations of North America. So you've got, this is like, it's like totally huge money behind this, and obviously because Super Bowl ads cost a ton.
Yeah, something tells me
here,
Snoop Dogg and Tom Brady aren't donating their time for free either for a good cause.
Yeah, they have to use
with that
the
giant
goy.
fucking stock on his head.
Yep. This guy was talking about athletics, or he was talking about mainly. I was looking this up while this was playing.
Yeah, he was saying he was saying like white guys who are white supremacists are like the most pathetic people. They're like failures at life. Kind of this old thing, but he also he had to shoe in how black people are superior, which I just thought was funny. By the way, Vince, your thing about the cars for kids blew my mind when I saw that, because that was another one where they're getting all this money from donations, charity money, and people who are donating are thinking that it's like money to go help kids, like underprivileged children. But it was like specifically a Jewish charity where all the money was going to Jewish communities.
Yeah, they don't make that part clear in the commercial, do they? In the jingle. Yeah, they don't.
I mean, like they're just taking all the Christian money and it's all for Jewish causes. It's we're totally whipped here, guys. And I'm saying as a Christian, like the churches have just become whipped.
So upon coming out here to the briefing room, I was made aware of the funding from USAID to media outlets, including Politico, who I know has a seat in this room. And I can confirm that the more than $8 million taxpayer dollars that have gone to essentially subsidizing subscriptions to Politico on the American taxpayers' dime will no longer be happening. The Doge team is working on canceling those payments now. Again,
this one pissed me off, even though $8 million is relatively small potatoes compared to some of these other figures we're seeing. But it pissed me off because Politico and these other fact-checking organizations have been like fucking me over and censoring me personally on Facebook, on my Facebook page. Vince, you used to have a really big Facebook page, but you got banned, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't get it back either because I don't have access to my original personal account.
Oh, so they banned your even your account. Was that so? That was a long time ago. Was that before the whole fact checking thing came in, or did you have experience?
No, we got hammered a lot on that page, but we never got taken down. But yeah, it was something like almost 500K, and I would post something, it would get I get 500,000 views easy within a matter of minutes on that page. So it was a big, powerful weapon, even though, most people aren't really on Facebook anymore. But I'd like to have it back just because. I'd like to have it back.
You were probably moving all the boomers with that, bringing them to our side. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, well, I don't know how much of an effect it had on those people, but it was a fun. Those
Facebook.
were fun times. Yeah,
Oh.
Facebook. Those were fun times though, for sure.
Oh.
Anyway, I was shocked to learn because I always assumed Facebook was the one footing the bill for these fact checkers because obviously that's not like a profitable business model. Fact checking, someone has to pay for that to happen. I assumed it was Facebook. Turns out it was me and the other taxpayers this whole time.
Yep.
And this is a whole of government effort to ensure that we are going line by line when it comes to the federal government's books. And this president and his team are making decisions across the board on, do these receipts serve the interests of the American people? Is this a good use of the American taxpayers' money? If it is not, that funding will no longer be sent abroad, and American taxpayers will see significant savings because of that effort.
Going to a Klan meeting with Bryce Mitchell, but I don't share the same values as Bryce Mitchell.
Don't do that hand gesture.
Oh, yeah, no. So you got to go fist, but they were the black, because I want to defend Bryce. I'm not that kind of defense. What he said a little fucked up. But, what have we been hearing for the last year and a half? We've been seeing on the internet, on the interwebs, on the X, from CNN, from all the media, we've been seeing dead little brown kids being pulled out of fucking buildings. Every time I go on the news, I see Israeli bombs a hospital. Here's a dead little Palestinian girl before she wears a fucking hijab. And it's the only time you can see her face, but it's real fucking sad. You can't be a human being and turn the news on and see these dead fucking kids missing limbs and not feel anger. So what does Bryce do? Bryce goes down the rabbit hole. And again, this is just, if anything, this is a reminder on how careful you have to be not to be radicalized. So Bryce goes down the rabbit hole and he says, well, goddamn, I don't want little fucking brown kids to die anymore. I want that to stop. And then what does Bryce do? Bryce says, oh shit, the American military is giving Israelis bombs to bomb little fucking brown kids in hospitals. And then, the natural course of action is, well, why? Well, why is America bombing little brown kids, right? And so you say, and then I would say,
I like how he keeps emphasizing the brown part, like as if that makes it worse. Just again, these little subtle things that people have been brainwashed into that they don't even know they're doing. But I think he is thinking like it's worse because they're brown.
He kind of looks like your cousin right now.
Yeah, I know. I need to have the mustache. The mustache with the bald head. That's kind of weird. I try.
He looks like Derek Vineyard.
Yeah, it's either pedo or racist cop. When you rock the mustache with the bald
That's what
head.
they said about him or something like that.
Yeah, I think they did.
But I think he keeps saying that to sort of justify what he's gonna say. Anyway, or to make it more palatable. Anyway,
do we want little brown kids to be bombed? If you had a button right now and you could stop giving bombs to Israel, would you, to kill little brown kids? Naturally, yes, and you and every other American would, but it doesn't stop. So now Bryce starts thinking, well, fuck, man, maybe the government, and he starts going further down the radicalization path. Well, now maybe Israel owns our government, this and that.
He knows.
With Bryce, I don't think Bryce is a Nazi.
I think he's going to be on our side at this point.
He knows.
Because every time I hear Sean, he's very anti-Muslim, right? But he hasn't become anti-Jew yet. But that being said, I hear talks of it because, a lot of my art collectors are MMA guys. So I've heard, he doesn't know me, but I've heard friends of friends, he's coming around.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to hear. I know a while ago he had a really cringe tweet about South Africa, whites, how whites in South Africa oppressed and stole the land from the native sub-Saharans or whatever, but hopefully he's coming around.
Yeah,
I think Bryce,
Elon's been going on about it.
The fucking idiot from Arkansas who's not educated, and I think Bryce is just feeding into the propaganda. And, how many people actually agree with him? I don't.
So they always do this thing where they're like, he's not educated. And it's like who the fuck are you? Some famous historian? You watch Schindler's List and The Pianist, and now you think you know what happened. Like, who are you to call Bryce Mitchell probably has read more about the history of World War II than Sean Strickland. Yet Sean Strickland is like, I have the correct opinion.
And you know what? He went on the Jackson podcast with Rampage, and what was the guy's name? Bear or something, whatever it is. He didn't even give Bryce a chance to actually explain how he reached his conclusion, the narrative behind it, his justification for what he said. He didn't allow any of that. It was just browbeating. And, you know, it goes to show you that, no, it's not that they're uneducated. It's that you're not allowing them to extrapolate their story.
Right.
Yeah. It's always that.
I think I have that clip later. I don't know if we're going to have time to get to it, but it is in the mix here.
To me, the facts are fucking these dirty Palestinians. They go in, they fucking take a bunch of little kids. If someone took my woman, if some Mexican took my woman, I'm grabbing my gun. I'm going fucking full sin. Man, woman, child, full sin. So the reality of the fact is they came in and took a bunch of hostages, and Israel was responding. Man, Bryce, you are a fucking idiot. You should not have said that. But he is being radicalized, and a lot of people support him, and it's wrong.
Shocker, right?
Of course.
It's always the ones you least suspect.
I was talking. I had Alex Rosen on our show, or we had Alex Rosen on our podcast, The Backlash, and he was talking about how he uses, because we're like joking around, but kind of not joking at the same time, asking him if he uses Grindr to pick up like most of his pedophiles. Oh, wow. And he was like, "Yeah, Grindr is a good one, but Blue Sky is the one where we get most of them. Blue Sky is that app that all those
What is Blue Sky?
Yeah, it's that app that all those liberals started flooding to after Elon took over X. It's like a left-wing political app.
And that's where there's a concentration of pedos.
Yes, high concentration
crazy.
of pedos. Right.
Yeah, what a crazy coincidence.
That's what we have to stand for. We have to stand for the people standing next to us and the people are standing up, because we cannot allow meritocracy.
That's what's happening.
We cannot allow meritocracy. Talk about saying the quiet part out loud.
Yeah. Well, we know where he stands.
Right now, I am tired of the white tears. Listen, if you are competent, you are not concerned. When I walk into Congress every single day, you know why I don't feel a way and why you can't make me doubt who I am is because I know that I had to work 10 times as hard as they did just to get into the seat. When you look and you compare me to Marjorie Taylor Greene or me to Lauren Boebert, there is no comparison. And that is the life that we have always lived. So the only people that are crying are the mediocre white boys that have been beaten out by people that historically have had to work so much harder. This is why they don't want us to have education.
So crying in this case, the white people crying is white people not wanting affirmative action hiring practices that give people preference over race. That's the crying. And the being beaten out part is being hired through affirmative action processes.
But I gotta tell you, gentlemen, like, do you feel the same air about this affirmative action thing? Like, I think people are kind of, after BLM bullshit from years ago to like constant videos on the timeline of people just assaulting innocent white kids, like, I think people are getting kind of like end fatigued about this bullshit. Like, I don't know, because I don't even give a fuck now. Like, when they're like I have all these foundational black Americans always like angry at me and shit, I'm like, I don't care, nigga. Like, I literally just don't care. And I think a lot of people are just like, all right, like, it's no longer, I think that's why the Indians are here actually now, because they're like the Coulter 2.0. But I think people are just like, all right, whatever. Like, the black thing is like so overdone now. I don't think people care as much. I don't know. Maybe that's just me though.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think you're right. I think that people do have the fatigue, as you
like I don't give a fuck. Like, none of that works. Not even an iota now.
I only care in so much as I resent it. You know what I mean?
As I thought today that this little bit of time we have is letting the Jewish community know, without all these amendments, we have your back. We have your back. You can go and criticise this side and you can do whatever. That was not the point of this. It's sharing the love with the Jewish community, saying, hey, we're hearing you. We're hearing you. And what we have done and what we haven't done doesn't matter. What matters is this, is that we have your back. We have your back, and that shouldn't come down to politics. It shouldn't come down to amendments. Okay, it shouldn't come down to, these people need to be shown the love. They are feeling the hurt and they are feeling the pressure, and God forbid their kids don't even want to go to school. This is not about politics. This is about saying, you know what, we're here for you. We're here for you. We have your backs. We don't always get this right, but we have you, and you're in our sights. And they'll...
Shut up, Drew.
I thought I was like as sexist as I could be. I thought I was maxed out, but this video is actually making me a little bit more sexist and like not wanting women out of politics.
You have to take that back to home. Oh my gosh. With that shit all day. Fuck you.
I am not going to complicate this. I don't want any division in here. I just want the Jewish community to know that we are there for you.
We are there for you.
Oh, that's so gross. Why do we ever like give women like rights?
Yeah, that was a big fuck
that was
up.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
That was the worst one. That was the worst video in this clip so far. Oh my gosh.
This morning.
Jews must have it really bad.
Yeah,
she's quite upset. They must have it really bad.
Understand that the fundamental principle of the Bible is understanding that we are all one people, right? We are all made in the image of God, and our job is to not be judgmental, but to help people elevate, to help people overcome the internal demons they're fighting. Obviously, you're fighting internal demons. Everybody is, right?
Yeah,
but
everybody
the
is
essentialness,
under attack,
the epitome of what you're trying to promote on one hand is the Bible and religion, the mark of the beast. If you truly believe in God, if you had just this much belief in God, then you would understand no matter what evil, no matter what beast was ever sent here, you would have the power to overcome anything that comes to you if you believed in God. I feel like some of the messaging, even now, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to listen to me. But my opinion and my personal, we're not best friends. We're not even friends. We just met. But my personal relationship with you right now in this moment, if you did believe in God, if you did believe in a religion, is someone telling me to tell you, hey, brother, you need to step back a second, right? Before you spill these things out, not saying you're wrong, not saying you're right. You need to step back a second and understand what you're saying, the severity, the context.
Absolutely.
But you cannot spill things at people like that.
The severity of the context, bro. Did you even think about the severity of the context?
What level of projection is this, man? He's talking about like, as Christians we should not be judgmental. You sound so judgmental, brother. You're not letting the guy talk.
I hate this. It's a struggle session.
Did Arthur Kwon Lee just get sniped by them?
I'm low tech. I just have my phone here, and I just have it on my painting easel actually, so it's not stable. Sorry.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, he's such a dork, man. I mean, either of these guys can like kill him by putting their hand out and moving it.
Plus, the severity of the context doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. It also like it's this kind of cucked Christianity. He says right at the start of the clip, he's like, "You're not supposed to judge," and it's like, well, actually, you're supposed to judge righteously. You're supposed to judge by the same standard that you yourself want to be judged. It's not
some AI engineer guy has to make this frame right here, like after this whole lecture, just like make an awkward silence with Bryce sitting just like that and going like this with same facial expression. That would be perfect.
Counterpoint.
Right.
Well, let me respond to that real quick. You keep saying, if I believe in God. Let me tell you, brother, that's about as backward of a statement as you can make. There ain't no if. I'm telling you right now that I know that Jesus Christ is God, the Son of God. There ain't no if, there ain't no and there ain't no buts. I'm telling you, I know Jesus Christ. I have called on his name,
Hell yeah.
and he has casted demons from my life. I have seen it, and I know There's no debate there. I know Jesus Christ is Lord.
We love Bryce.
And then from that,
And from
everything
that, I would hope that you would know that the most important thing then
is bringing people together.
And
yes,
at the same time, your job is not to pass judgment.
Right. And
to any circumstance.
Right. And,
right.
And
didn't Jesus heal the people who threw stones at him? Didn't Jesus forgive the people who crucified him?
Absolutely.
You know, this clip, and the same with like the Strickland one we watched, something that always strikes me is there's a kind of a hysterics about, I got to make sure everybody knows I'm really against this. It's really, really bad. If you said you thought Genghis Khan was badass, or Stalin or Mao or whoever, nobody would like flip out or care at all. The one thing you can't do is Hitler. Did you guys hear that they shut down Ye's website? The Shopify took away his account because he was selling swastika shirts. And what's interesting about
that was
that,
obviously going to happen.
What's interesting about that is the reason they gave is because of like high potential for fraudulent activity, which is obviously a bullshit excuse, but they don't want to get sued on some kind of like discrimination, free speech grounds kind of thing, right? So they're like, oh, we just don't trust you to have authentic transactions, they say. But we all know it's because of the fucking swastika. We all know that.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's a good point. I mean, obviously, yeah, we know, like, if you were to say, like, you know, I want to go fishing with Pol Pot or whatever, no one would give a shit. But, you know, and then they say something like, oh, you should know that Jesus Christ, you know, he forgave the people that crucified him or whatever. It's like, well, who were the people that crucified him? Yeah. Let's hang on, let's stop, let's pause right there. Who were the people that crucified Jesus? It wasn't the Romans. And also, why are these people that are not Christian always constantly trying to use Christ to like defend their positions? It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean they're always talking shit, brother. I don't have anything to add to that.
You know,
so if you have a platform, you have to understand, because my job here today, because I personally was on the fence about doing the podcast. As a fighter, you're phenomenal. The things you said, I don't even know if I like you anymore. But as a fighter, you're phenomenal, right?
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip.
Yeah, literally just a struggle session. I don't know who that guy is. Is he Jewish? I don't even know, but...
Well, here's the thing. Every time this happens, whenever someone goes off the plantation, right, you usually see
you run into a Jew.
Rabbis.
Right.
Yeah, you usually see rabbis going to like re-educate them, like Nick Cannon.
Yeah, I was just thinking that Nick Cannon, yeah.
Yeah, he had like rabbis literally visit him so that he can get his Viacom podcast back.
Sneeko,
Viacom,
too.
By the way. Did Sneeko, was he visited by rabbis?
Yeah, he was.
But there was a bunch.
I don't think the rabbi was like signing him. I think I mean the timing was weird though. But was that rabbi like the one who got his visibility back, or
who? Nick Cannon?
No, Sneeko. I think that was just him hanging out with some rabbi, and everyone was like, "Oh, here he goes."
Yeah, I don't know too much about it. I just saw that he was like doing a stream with a rabbi. Yeah, I just want to make sure.
Like, I don't know, so I don't want to misspeak.
I know he was doing a stream with Rabbi Shmuley. I know he was like making fun of him in that stream. But anyway, but yeah, so like Nick Cannon, there was a bunch of others where like they would get visited by rabbis and like re-educated. Like they would bring him books, and they would have to like apologize, and then the ADL would make a statement. Like at least with this, like you just got some dudes on a podcast that are like Jewish or maybe not Jewish, like
some
doing a struggle
MMA
session.
guy. Yeah, Rabbi Shmuley, who you mentioned, that was his job with Michael Jackson, right? His job was to go de-radicalize Michael Jackson and get him off of the Jew thing.
Good point. Yep, he was assigned to
Rabbi
Michael Jackson.
Hair face.
Yeah, he's not an attractive man. I don't want to throw stones in a glass house or anything, but damn.
And we will
not
do
a lot
a
of
job
people know that
too.
Michael Jackson said worse stuff than went harder on them than even Ye did. I mean, really, like there was like calling them leeches, like straight up, like in his song.
I don't know. I think Ye did some goat shit. I don't know, brother. But yeah,
that's true. Except for the posting of porn on his Twitter account.
Yeah,
like, I was telling
I mean,
my kids,
that was too far for me.
Yeah, you can't excuse that, dude. I was telling my kid, I was like, yeah, he's going off again. Like, check out his Twitter timeline. And then I see that he started posting. I was like, never mind. Don't check out his Twitter timeline. Like what the, what the fuck is this?
Well,
Anyway.
I'm still Team Ye, but I have to disavow that.
We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years.
Right now. Bro, I mean, just that right there. Look, like even always look at the aesthetics first, right? I'm being the artist here, but the optics, it's like every time I see Trump now, we've totally normalized an American flag on one side, Israel flag on the other. This is how crazy the stage is now. I always see him with an Israel, literally, like wherever he's at. You know, even if it's not about this, this is kind of crazy, man. I mean, and he's just such a shadow now of every potentiality that he even had. You know, this is not 8D chess.
Right? What the heck's going on?
So sad, man.
Like we can move 1.4 million Palestinians from Gaza, but we can't like deport 1 million people from our country.
Apparently not.
Let me ask, if you should.
Oh God, I love this one. They're gonna take away my racist card. I love Jesse Lee Peterson so much. This is hilarious.
Make a Jewish joke, and I'm in the audience with a bunch of Jews. Should I laugh?
Okay, help me out for a second. I'm not. Help me out for a second. Could you please tell me a Jewish joke so I can understand what you mean?
Jews love money.
Is that a joke? What are you talking about? That's a joke?
But should I laugh about that? If you made that joke, and I'm in
should
the
you
audience,
laugh about Jews love money?
What?
Tell me a Jewish joke. Listen, you're a free speech conservative. I'm not sensitive. I'm a comedian.
Right.
I believe in the First Amendment. So just tell me. You have to know one.
I just told you one. You didn't think it was funny.
Jews love money is not. It didn't have the structure of a joke. It didn't have a setup. It didn't have a punchline.
Jews have a big nose.
Yeah.
They're coming here in the name.
I love Jesse, man. I love Jesse. We had a scheduling error, and it was kind of a mess. But anyways, I still love Jesse. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Come on, tell me a joke. Jews have big noses.
Name of Jesus from South America. They're coming here. They're coming here. They're coming here. They're coming here from Africa, from South America. Angelic forces, angelic reinforcement, angelic reinforcement, angelic reinforcement. Pika hata anda ata ora bata rata ande ek. So funny, crazy woman doing some kind of new age Christian thing.
No.
Not so funny when you find out she's Trump's spiritual advisor.
Oh, great.
Women are so ridiculous, man.
Yeah, women should be...
You're such ridiculous creatures.
They should not be in politics. They should not be teaching in the church. Your spiritual advisor should not be a woman. The Bible's actually pretty clear about that. Paul really spelt it out. And she also has a thing where she's like, she has a quote where she's like, you should try to learn from Jews, not convert them.
I remember that. You didn't know this?
No. Why? Yeah, I guess it's making a little bit more sense. Was there ever an explanation why he didn't put his hand on the Bible when he was sworn in?
Yeah, I remember that.
Was there ever any explanation from the White House on that?
I don't remember that. That was in 2020.
Do most people not know that?
That was this year?
No, I remember that. But we're
in 2016 he swore on the Bible, but this time he didn't. He didn't put his hand on the Bible.
Whoa, really? That's
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember a brief talk about that, but that's a big deal. That's a gesture of submission. You know, you're just saying I give up. Yeah, there's a lot of black pills around today, guys.
Like Iowa. Governor Reynolds, let's learn more about the state. Do you know what percentage of Iowans are white and what percentage are black?
I don't know the exact percentages, no. We're by far a larger percentage of white population.
That's correct. Iowa is 90% white and only 4.5% black.
Thank
so
God.
That is drastically different from the national population.
Holy shit, the promised land.
So?
Yeah, that's a good place for y'all.
What's her point?
Her point is, whoever she's talking to said something like, we should model the country after Iowa because Iowa, I guess, runs really good in some regard. Like, there's not a lot of crime there and shit like that.
Well, here's the funny thing. It's like what this black lady is saying is true. Yes, because it's white, it's homogeneous. But I just want to comment real quick. What happened to her hair? Like, she has such a clean. She looks like Krillin from Dragon Ball.
She has a better shaped head than mine.
She looks like Frieza, the final form of Frieza. She really does.
She has a better shaped head than mine. It's very wrong.
But doesn't she look like Frieza? She really looks like Frieza.
In fact,
I don't
think
actually know Dragon Ball.
my exact head.
With you.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't watch any anime. In fact, I block everyone with an anime avatar.
So when Republicans suggest Iowa should be a national model, they're advocating for a government that doesn't reflect our country. So let's talk about what this model.
Hello, Democrats. Hey, I am speaking, and I would love your attention. There is a black woman at this podium, and I deserve your attention like the 11 people who went before me. Yes, I am speaking.
Good evening, Democrats. Look up here. 3 strong black women standing before you. 3 black women who, rather than just grabbing a chair, ran for chair.
So ugly.
Te quiero mucho, papa. Gracias por todo. My name is Artie Blanco, Freddie Blanco's daughter. Vote for me for vice chair.
Look at this room, y'all.
Holy shit, every one of them.
This is the Democratic Party. We are our strongest when we stand together.
We're at a time in this country
fat black women are the Democratic Party.
Attack.
Weird flex.
We're at a time where black and brown people, women, and other minorities are being blamed for everything that's wrong with this country.
So let's fight
Holy shit. Come on.
More inclusive Democratic Party.
What is that hair like?
Bro, it's literally ugly people versus normal and hot people. Like, it's literally just uglies versus everyone. It's really uglies versus non-uglies. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I just want to plug our new podcast. It's called The Backlash. It's The Backlash, or Real Backlash on Twitter. We're streaming on Rumble. We're going to be streaming tonight. We have Alexander Dugan.
Whoa.
We're interviewing. Yeah, and should be a great show. We're going to be talking
And the
about
production
South
is
Africa stuff.
really good quality, man. I wanted to also tell you that, like, I don't know where you guys are, but it's
We're in a missile silo.
It's really beautiful.
Are you serious?
No, but there is. But I want to find like some crypto whale that's willing to give me like $1 million because I do want to buy a missile. I want to unironically. There's this missile silo, this like Cold War former missile silo that's not too far from me in Spokane, that's being sold for $1 million, and I want to buy it. And offer cold storage, and Dave Riley actually came up with this, and then like have like shows there. It would be epic. So
are you guys like all like close to each other in proximity?
Yeah, we're all like minutes.
That's amazing. Okay, then of course, in my head I was like, this must cost a lot of money to fly back and forth, and I'm like, okay, that makes more sense.
Hell no.
I don't know.
No. I could barely keep the lights on around here, let alone fly all over the place and go on podcasts. We got to have you guys on.
I mean, we chose the path of integrity, you know.
Yeah, we got to have you guys on and on the show though. We're gonna definitely. You guys are on our list of guests.
Okay, guys, yeah, and with me, I'm at Bad Asian, BADAZN on Twitter. It's funny, I made that name because when I got this was my 7th account. I went into an X space and I was gonna troll these Israeli cucking conservative young people in this X space, and then this chick, she's like, "Oh, Arthur Conley's requesting to come up. He's that bad Asian." I'm like, I'm gonna run with that. so I just changed it.
Didn't you get banned on Twitter, Arthur? And like, haven't you had like a bunch of Twitter accounts or?
Yeah. I'm on my 7th page, man. And
I swore I was following you before, and you got suspended, but you got like 100K followers on the new one in like what, like
2
a
months.
month?
2 months. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's awesome. How did you do that? How did you do that?
I'm sorry, what?
How did you do that with your short videos that you do? Those are really good, by the way.
I'll tell you right now, if anybody wants to grow quickly, this is what you do. Because like I actually told somebody else to do this, and now they're starting to get reach. You need to have 90 seconds of video, or reel, whatever you call it, and you want to be facing it, so it's actually personal, and dropping banger information within 90 seconds. That's the attention span.
Yeah, it's the shorts.
Yes, exactly. Because those are so repostable. Like people, if it's truth bombs, they just want to spread that. Okay, here's 90 seconds. This guy has the courage to just say it, and then ideally you edit it a little bit. And I that's the thing. Like I produce like some timeless ones that I can post whenever I feel like. And
I have these mics. I'm gonna start doing that.
And just download this app called VN for those of you who are listening who want to still who want to be a part of the fight. Use the app VN. You can do it all on your phone. I do all this on my phone. And I would say like the first 50K in the first month, it was pretty much the ones who were already looking for me. And I said, okay, let me like start posting more consistently. So it's cool, but like I will tell you that my visibility has gone down crazy. I'm de-verified. I'm not demonetized. All that. So last month, I was getting like 10,000 followers a month. I'm sorry, a week. And now it's like, now my visibility just shot down all of a sudden. Like nobody's seeing my shit, but it's okay because I really cared about the real ones in the first place, which is like good 50K anyway. So whatever, we'll grow from there. You can find me at Bad Asian, BADAZN. I'm an artist, guys. What I really do for my work is I paint Christian imagery. That's my main actual vocation. That's why I'm on my phone, because I don't have nice tech and mic like these guys. I'm using sticks and I'm painting on canvas. If you want to see my art, go to arthurkwonly.com. And I make basically based Christian art, and you can connect and support me there.
And Kwon is KWON.
Yeah, I have to do the Asian thing a little bit of DEI.
Well, I just want to make sure that people know Arthur Kwon Lee, like how to spell it. So.
And I put a link to his website under the Odyssey and Rumble videos too. All right, guys. Well, that's the show. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks everybody for watching, and for the people sending the super chats. Really appreciate it. Have a great day, everybody.
All right.
My heart goes out to you. All right.
My heart goes out to you. All right. Bye.